there, I'm Jill Power, fellow MUN student and host of the Chill with Jill podcast on 93.5 CHMR FM around the world at jillpower.ca. If you are a new student here at MUN, or if you're a returning student, I think we can all agree that the MUNnels can be a little daunting, a little intimidating, but I am here to tell you, worry not. That's right, I'm partnering with the Student Experience Office at Student Life to bring you a tour of the MUNnels. So let's get started. Our journey begins here on the first floor of the education building. So when you leave the education building, your first stop is going to be here in the main locker tunnel. It's a sea of blue and green lockers labeled by a lovely blue line that you'll see. After leaving the education building, the first change of color you'll see is this glorious yellow, the color of sunshine, something you won't see here in the MUNnels. And if you follow this glorious yellow line, the color of sunshine, you'll end up in the phys ed building. Let's go take a look. The phys ed building also houses the field house, which is where that gym is that you pay for a membership for in your tuition, and then find yourself at the end of the semester wondering where all that time went because you never got to go to the gym. Most of the time when I walk through here, however, it's to go to Tim Hortons, which is right down that way in the Aqua Arena. There's a lovely little open pedway that you can take, so you don't even have to go out in the rain. But if you're not really feeling the gym like I am not most of the time, let's be real, you can continue following this glorious yellow line to the Arts and Admin building. Let's go. Eventually you'll end up here on the first floor of the arts building, which also houses the cashier's office where you can come to pay your tuition, among other things. The arts building is also home to the atrium, which is a lovely light open space full of plants and artwork, and Tim Hortons if you need your fix of coffee. The second floor of the arts building will also bring you to this lovely pedway where you will find lockers and a link to the Bruno Center and the science building. Let's check it out. And eventually you'll find yourself back on the third floor of the science building. Coming down from the first floor of the art building is going to bring you into this fabulous tunnel where you will be bombarded with artwork. But if you keep going through here, you'll find a fork in the road between math and science. I am not good at either one of those, but I'm going to stick with science because it's also the way to the music building. At the end of that little arts tunnel, you'll end up at a fork in the road. Go to the left and you'll end up in math, also known as Henrietta Harvey. I don't know who that is, but she got a building named after her, so she must be cool. And this way takes you to the science building. It also brings you to music. Let's go check that out. And you never know who you're going to run into here at the School of Music. If you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of Chelsea Madonna. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, Jill.
Following the pedway straight through will bring you to the Bruno Center, which kind of looks like an airport, but there is a lecture hall upstairs and a ton of offices. And it's also a really great space, like the Arts Atrium, to chat with friends, to meet up, have a coffee. There's lots of seats around, and it's also a great place for a photo shoot. Pro tip. Following these doors and these stairs is going to bring you right down to the main locker tunnel. Let's go. When you're back in the main locker tunnel, you'll find a green line right behind us, and that brings you to the library and the UC, and you'll also find a musician or two along the way. green lines and green signs, and you'll end up in the QE2 library. There's also a cafe up there if you need another coffee fix, which at the end of the semester you'll need. Moving on and following this green line, we will be brought to the University Center. The UC is truly the hub of the university. It's where you'll find CHMR FM, a place where I am often found. You'll find a food court, also a fave, the Student Wellness and Counseling Center, the Bruno Center, the Student Experience Office, MUNnels offices, the bookstore, you name it. Hi guys! When you leave the UC on the 3rd floor, you'll end up in this pedway, which will ultimately bring you to the Earth Sciences building and the Engineering building. We found a new color in our tunnel system color coding thing. Even though this sign is red, the line is orange, and that orange line is what you want to follow when you're navigating the University Center, the Pedestrian overpass, the Engineering building, and the Earth Sciences building. And this orange line will also bring you to the Chemistry building, and it's also accessible through the main locker tunnel. Now, unfortunately, if you're a business or social work student, you are in for a rough go because there is no tunnel system to either of your buildings, and you're going to have to walk outside. We're nearing the end of our journey, and there is one more thing I have to show you. Let's go. This is the dance party of Memorial University, otherwise known as the Pedestrian underpass. It's an underpass that goes under Prince Philip Drive and links both sides of the street so that you can cross safely and have a party at the same time. When you leave that groovy pedestrian underpass and come in through the dining hall, you'll end up at a fork in the road connecting all of the MUN residences here in St. John's campus. And at the end of that tunnel, we are back in the sea of blue and green, the main locker tunnel, as you can tell by that blue line. So to recap, here are the colors you need to remember for your tunnels. The blue line is going to take you through the main locker tunnel, the Education building, Payton College, and the Bruno Center. The orange line will bring you to Chemistry and Physics, Engineering, and Earth Sciences. The green line is going to bring you through the library and the University Center, or the UC as the hip kids call it. And the yellow line is going to take you to the Aqua Arena, the Field House, the Music building, the Arts building, the Math building, and the Science building. And that pretty much wraps up our MUNnel journey. Remember, if you do get lost, the best thing to do is just not fret. In fact, one of the best ways to navigate this campus is to get lost and see where the music takes you. If you do get lost, you can always ask somebody for help or refer to the many signs and painted lines on the wall, which are there to help you navigate your MUNnel system. And until next time, I'll see you around the MUNnels.